There's no rocket science about this model. It's like a shared community center, shared model for livestock. The idea is that we develop a small facility. It's got pens, cattle pens, cattle, sheep. So you keep both types. You keep milk animals. You keep meat animals. You provide the basic facility for housing of these animals. Then, of course, with the housing, it goes without saying that necessary things like water, like forage, food, even feed making stuff, veterinary services, and very importantly, insurance cover for disease and theft. All of that, to cover all of those risks. The idea being that initially start with one facility and put you have two models basically. One is that you can take animals on a fee, and a daily fee or a parking fee or a monthly fee, right? And the other could be that you could actually provide the whole turnkey service. So for really for the urban investor, I said let me here mention two investor segments or two customer segments. One is going to be the farmers in the surrounding areas. Obviously, anyone with animal that they would rather give it to the facility rather than rear it themselves. I've been out to many districts in Pakistan, Thar for example, where people keep animals and the animals actually live inside the houses along with the people. Literally, I've seen cattle being kept inside, not in the same bedroom, but like in the same four walls. So animals are kept here in even in villages, in the rural areas. Even landless peasants will keep animals. So there would be a market, I believe, that in the vicinity of that same facility. So that would be one type of investor or customer. The other type would be the urban investor. Now think of an urban investor having 50,000 rupees to spare, right? Or even less than that, say 25,000 rupees. And they just want to put that money, and maybe in 6 months or in 12 months, they want a good return on that. Say for 50%, 60%, 70%, 100%. I know a lot of people who do that. For example, near Bakra Eid, so they buy the animal and then. But even besides that, even the urban investor, look at the asset classes that are available for them. Either they put money in the bank or mutual funds or land or rental income. But if every month, or every month will be too much, but every quarter, if they could buy an animal, right? And let's say notionally, I'm just top of my head, 25,000 rupees, or they put an amount, and then after say 6 months, and it's a meat animal, so after 6 months, they can get 40,000 for that same animal, and minus expenses and everything. So that's a neat 15,000 rupee profit, and I can see my money grow, and then I can take out my capital and reinvest the 25. And that way, as an urban investor, I would love to consider this as an investment option. And so the thing with the urban investor, they could be living in an apartment, they can be far 200 kilometers away. So you can give them an app literally, and they can see the progress of their animal. The animal comes and it's like a small sheep or a small lamb, and after 4 months they raise it, and it's ready for the market. So that, that's the kind of investment, and what we're doing is bringing in a lot of meat production into the country, in an organized sense. And the facility is safe. It's documented. There's veterinary services, insurance, good quality feed. All of that is available. Also, the thing with the facility is that it's able to procure animals, it's able to raise them, and it's even able to sell them. So there could be an exchange, there could be a link with the Bakra Mandi or Maveshi Mandi or whatever, these markets around the country in different towns. So you can have that. Then there is another opportunity, and that is young calves. I've seen that for a lot of farmers, the young calves are a stress, because for several months they have to be fed, and when a new calf is born, it drinks the milk from the mother, obviously. So it takes away that milk, and the farmer doesn't get, which the farmer doesn't get to keep. So that's one. The second thing is that it is not going to give a return for several months, So it becomes a burden on the farmer, and that is a paradox that, this sort of model could help solve. Now, this is something that, we can discuss with the livestock experts, is that how do we structure a product that could solve this this quandary for the farmers, and also make money, unlock some value in the process. So all these are ideas. Then of course there's breeding high value animals, because in Pakistan we have general purpose cattle, general purpose breeds of animals, and that's like it doesn't fetch a lot of money in the international market. But if you have good veal cattle, good beef cattle that makes good steaks, the Kobe steak, that's like the gold standard. So that goes really, really, really up. But even good beef breeds that can get good fillets and cuts and sirloins could fetch many times what traditional all-purpose, general-purpose cattle fetch. So there's all of these niche opportunities at the same time. You could have like contracts with the international food companies. You sign on contracts with them, and then you develop the model or the supply chain to service that contract, and that could actually bring in a lot of value, because then you're getting into like really specialized breeds. But all of this, is happening because you build scale, and then because you build the facility that can cater to all these requirements. And the idea being that you start with one facility, and then you multiply, roll them in other parts of the country. Then there is the opportunity for forward-backward integration, because a lot of the cost is in the feed. On day one, we're just contracting with feed suppliers to deliver at the farm gate. But as things progress, you go into backward integration. So you go into feed development, growing of alfalfa, silage, hay, and that becomes a separate business model altogether. The animal feed itself is it's a big business. So all these are opportunities that I think a lot of that potential can be unlocked. And Pakistan, we're located, there's Middle East next door, there's Iran, China, Russia, so all of these countries where there is a lot of demand for good quality. Of course, for now, you get Argentina, you get Brazil and South Africa, these markets, but these production centers. But it can be done. Quite a lot can be done here. I'm not saying everything. Yeah, Australia, New Zealand, don't forget. But a lot can be done here, and I think with the right with the right facility and investment model, I think a number of propositions, value propositions, can be developed on the basis of this. So that's what I was referring to. Is and then to start, you need a critical mass of your own animals, maybe, or maybe you take in surrounding farmers, you provide them a free service or something, just on a break-even basis to get it going, so that people can come and see the facility, and then get as many companies, strategic partners on board, providing animal feed, providing veterinary services, providing milk offtake. So Nestle sending in a tanker, picking up the milk in the initial days, and you just run it on a no profit, no loss basis for a few months, and then we start developing these value propositions, and that's what a startup is supposed to achieve. And once you get one going, then you can go from 1 to 4 to 20 to maybe 100, and then you can have one facility in every district in Pakistan. So that's the idea. Let's get started.